Hello to the chicas, hello to the chicas. Let's do some calculating exercises together. I'm going to explain how I solve these puzzles. It is absolutely imperative that you solve solving exercises, not always puzzles, not always checkmate puzzles, but solving exercises on a regular basis. I'm going to do a full weekly here, so I'm going to go from 14th of July to the 21st because I haven't done it. As soon as any puzzle pops, if you want to solve it first, pause the video because I'm going to dive right in. So this one is going to be the usual story. When you are going in for a kill, you go checks, captures, and threats. Otherwise, you're not doing your job. So check, bishop takes, and queen f7 is already checkmate. Monday to Sunday, usually it gets gradually harder and harder. So let's see how we go. This is a mate with a marvelous en passant check. So again, we look for check, e5, de en passant check, queen g7. Don't forget that that's still available. Then we take the knight and it's going to be a mate on the back rank. Easy peasy, check, 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 mate. Next. Okay, I don't know why, but it was the Judith Polgar mate that came to mind about this one. Once again, always checks, captures, threats. This is your absolute ultimate mantra. Additionally to that, if you're not sacking your queen, are you even playing the game? So naturally you want to try this first. I don't understand people who are reluctant to try this because that's the best fun in chess, right? And therefore, whoa, hello, you try that. You just want to do it all the time, every time. If it's possible, let's sack the queen. And of course, we have got a standard mate this way, excuse me. Not the other way, because the knight covers a2. So check, check, and mate. Neat, let's go. Next. Very famous idea. Usually it is a mate pattern, but here it's going to be winning material. So what are we looking at first? Checks. We have got two. This. Remember, are you even? Check, and then check, check. We are picking off the whole entire house. Beautiful sequence. Check, check, and bingo. Easy peasy. Next. Okay, I really like this position already because there are a lot of tempting moves that I think are meant to be bad. So for starters, bishop d5, knight d5 forks the bad boys. And I don't see a good way out of that. Whereas queen takes c7 is the more tempting idea to my eyes, because that gets closer to the enemy king. Queen c7 is met by rook takes d2, and then of course comes queen f7 check, queen f7, and rook e8 mate. Note how I'm constantly hammering, even when I don't call it out, the checks, the captures, the threats. That's a capture, no checks available, and as soon as the check is on, that's my move. Now, people often completely confuse this concept and they look for checks, captures, threats on move 5. Remember, this is a method we use when we are looking for an aggressive finish. When we smell the rat, we feel that there has to be something here. Let's go for mate. This is sensational. This is absolutely sensational. And again, all the way checks, captures, threats. So, check. Takes, king h1, knight g3, check, takes, queen g2, checkmate. That's the easy line. The somewhat harder variation goes like this. Check, king h1, check, forced to take, check, forced to take. Not true, actually, they could have gone to h2 either way. Takes on g3, remember the bishop is guarding us, king is forced to go back to h1, and queen h3 is your checkmate. When there are this many pieces pointing at your opponent's king, it's a literal impossibility that there is no mate here. So you just keep looking until you find it. This is the tricky idea that we need to sack this away in order to be able to sack that one away too. It's a very, very, very pleasing motif. I've never seen this one quite in this arrangement, so this was really cool. Okay, on to the next. Oh boy, here we go. This is a study. This is a composed position. Oh wait, it's black to move. Wait, I'm so confused now. Oh, so it's a... Okay. So it's black's point of view. So I'm going up and this is going down here. Gotcha. So the first thing I notice is that if we both run for the heels, then after the check, I can take this, but the knight is guarding it. So naturally what we would want to do now is to deflect the knight and then go for that idea. I can deflect the knight from two directions, and very clearly one of them is going to be a lot better than the other. I have a feeling that knight a4 is correct and knight c4 is wrong, and I tell you why. Because after knight c4, if I go c2, then they have both knight d2 and knight a5, with the idea of if I promote the queen, they can check me down. Oh, but that, oh wow, this is so cool. So here is the trick. Oh man, this is smart. Check this out. So if I go knight a4 c2, then they can go knight c5. And if I promote, it's check. If I take it, take. Okay, actually that doesn't work. Wait, I need to think this through. Okay, so one more time. What is wrong with? And of course, after either they can't push the pawn because then I take and I catch up with the pawn. So knight c4, c2. Knight a5, let's say king c3. That seems winning. Man! I can't figure out the difference here. Knight a4, c2. Looks completely winning. Only move knight c5, I take. Here, queen, here, check wins. Knight c4, c2. Knight d2. Now if king d3, then knight b3. So it has to be king c3. Oh, and then knight e4 check. And that interposes on the diagonal. So when I give a check, I won't be able to win it. So knight a4 is my call, but I may be wrong here. I will go back to this after I'm done. Even if I get it right, because I want to show you this idea if I'm correct. Okay, let me show you this because this was really, really cool. So the idea why this worked according to my calculation is because if you do it this way, then after knight takes c3, they go knight d2. Now I can't promote because of the fork. And so I need to go after the knight. But then comes a check. Now I can go wherever with the king. It doesn't matter. Now it's unstoppable. So it looks like we are winning. But the point is that the knight is shielding the diagonal so it doesn't win the queen. And in fact now black even loses after king takes f4. But that's beside the point. We have managed to identify the difference. And ta-da, we are done. Right, ladies and gents, that was 7 puzzles for us from Chess.com's weekly puzzles. We had a jolly good time, hopefully. We solved some really cool puzzles. Hopefully we learned a thing or two about the thinking process as well, although I have a tendency to solve these very, very quickly. As in, the process, not necessarily suggesting that I'm solving really fast, but the thought process is pretty sharp and quick, so I hope that you still found something educational in it. Yeah, please don't forget to sub, to like, to super thank me if you can afford it. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.